The future of the Tennessee Vols football program is going through bowl practice, the number 2 player in the entire country. According to On3's director of scouting and rankings, Charles Power, Nico Iamaleava, the quarterback from California, like I said, is getting some reps. He's got that red number 8 jersey on. He's slinging it around. And yes, we're going to talk in the future about what he's doing at bowl practice as we have boots on the ground within the program. And we're going to talk to some people that are close to the program and get some more insight as to how he's doing. But let's just take a step back and talk about why this is a big deal that he's already going through the motions or going through the routine with the program. The first part of this is he's getting comfortable in the offense. Hendon Hooker has been unbelievable for that program. The thought is Joe Milton's probably the early leader in the clubhouse to be the starting quarterback next year, but with as talented as Nico is, with him having this time now to learn the offense, that's one of the biggest pieces of adjustment for an incoming quarterback. Because I'll tell you what, the playbook at the high school level and the playbook at the college level, from a complexity standpoint, is just different things. It's just very, very, very big jump in terms of what you have to digest and process. People also forget this. Coming in as a quarterback is very different than coming in as a running back. What do I mean by that? As a running back, you got to know protections. You got to know what you're doing on your different run steps. Got to know your landmark. Got to know your read. That's all super important. As a quarterback, you got to know everything for the running back as well as the receivers, as well as the offensive line. So he's not just digesting his responsibility as a quarterback. He's digesting the entire playbook. Imagine having to do that when you get there in the fall. Hey, fall camp, Nico, here's the playbook, brother. Go ahead and figure it out. We got practice in a couple days. That's a tall task. Oh, by the way, you have to compete for the starting job. I feel much more comfortable if I'm Nico Iamaleava when I get to the first day of fall camp, because I've been there for however many months now and getting through some actual on-field throwing the football stuff. Like, that's crucial. So for him to be able to digest the offense and have so much time to digest the offense is going to bode well for him when they get into spring ball. When we start to have this conversation around, hey, is it Joe Milton's job? Is it a 2-horse race? What's the situation with the quarterback race? This will give Nico a much better shot at competing to start sooner rather than later. If you have not yet subscribed to the On3 YouTube channel, there is no time like the present. Transfer portal season, turning up the heat. Bowl games about to be played here in the very near future. We got you covered right here, okay? So make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're subscribed. We're live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Hit the bell. Make sure you don't miss a live show. A lot of interaction there. A lot of stuff we incorporate into this program from y'all. We love it. Also, follow me on the socials at JD Piquel on Twitter and on Instagram. A great medium for interaction into the program. Here is one of the biggest things that I'm encouraged by for Nico, having already been with the program now. For myself, I was very fortunate to be able to play college football. The first day that you report as a freshman to the college program is one of the most high tension, high anxiety situations. You take 20 to 30, 18 and 19-year-olds, put them all in one room to where all of those individuals were the man at their previous high school. And they've been told for the last however many months since their season ended, leading into signing day, leading into them leaving for college, that they are going to do great things and that they've made their family proud and their high school proud, and that's all phenomenal. And that's a lot of juice that gets to you as an 18 and 19-year-old, and you feel good about yourself. And then reality checks in real quick, where you are just another number on the roster, brother. You show up and you are, once again, a little fish in a big pond. And so for Nico, to be able just to get that out of the way, to get that day out of the way, 1, and then 2, to be able to start to adjust to college life, it can't be overstated. It can't. Think about it. If you're Nico Iamaleava, you're coming from California to Tennessee, which, having done that transition before from California to another state and now being in Tennessee, as I was in California, I can tell you this, same country, yeah, different planets. Like, let's just be real. It's different planets, the culture, the way that things are done. Also, just being in new surroundings as a college kid, going from being with your best friends and driving around and going to your favorite spots and going to the In-N-Out and walking around your high school to now being in a new place with all new people, that has a learning curve to it, right? It takes a while to feel comfortable. And I would just say as a freshman, that's probably one of the biggest challenges you face. Yes, the football is different and that's its own challenge, but getting adjusted to life outside of football, when you put the cleats back in the locker for the day, when you're done watching film and you got to go do something else to fill your time until the next practice, that's a lot on a young kid's plate. And so to be able to adjust to college life and get comfortable outside of football, I'm telling you this, I think it'll allow for more dividends on the football side of things. Because the more you get comfortable outside of football, typically that allows more focus to be presented towards the game itself. Does that make sense? Less on your mind outside of the game allows you to do better inside of the game. It's not a perfect science, but it's a theory that I think holds true, and we've seen hold true for a lot of different kids throughout the course of the existence of college football. So being able to adjust to college life for Nico, I think will bode really well for him. Here's the last thing. Nico's right around 6'5". He's flirting with 200 pounds, probably around 190, 195. For him to be able to be in a college weight room already leading into the spring and to be there throughout the spring, that's going to really help him. Because when you look at Nico, you see the arm talent, you see the athleticism. The guy was a freak show volleyball player, like so many tools. But the common question that a lot of people end up having when they see him is, well, he's still developing physically. He's still getting there physically. To be able to get in an SEC weight room on an SEC meal plan and pack on the necessary muscle and pounds where he needs to, that again will just continue to help him and propel him into a place where he can be competitive on the first day of fall camp and maybe even spring football. I'm excited to watch that spring game whenever it gets around. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe yours truly and Nick Brake will actually be in Knoxville for that game. It's TBD. But for him to be able to develop his body, I think is another thing that's understated as we talk about Nico already being with the program. That's huge. Okay? So to recap it, getting ready to take the reins of the offense. You got to learn the offense, right? Not just the quarterback position, but everyone else around you. As the quarterback, you are steering the entire car. You got to know every single piece. Getting there now will pay dividends as opposed to getting there in the fall and having to play catch up and being like a deer in the headlights on the first day of fall camp. Speaking of the first day of fall camp, you avoid that sort of high tension, high anxiety day of reporting and everything switches quick, fast, in a hurry to where it's your first day at college. Also, by the way, we got practice in a few hours. A more natural transition, get ready and get used to college life, likely benefits you on the field as well. Coming from California to Tennessee could not be a more alarming transition, I would imagine, but this lead-up time will do him well. The last thing, allowing the college weight room and meal plan to benefit him before they get to spring football, before they get into fall camp, it's enormous. A lot of these quarterbacks will get there for spring football, but for Nico to already be there during bowl prep, I think it just puts him even further ahead of the 8 ball. So that's it for us here on the Hard Count. We appreciate you tuning in. Like I already said, we got you covered 12 months a year. College football doesn't take a break. They play games a certain part of this year, but it's a year-round sport. We cover it as such. Nick Brake, lifting heavy. This is your show. Everything you know and love about college football, it happens here, like I already said, every single day. Come back and hang out with us Tuesday, 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Thursday, 1 Central, 2 Eastern for the live program. We have a good time, a lot of interaction in the chat. This is your operation, so we appreciate you for it. We're going to keep the party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.